I feel 2 inches tall when I talk about investing.
Cash is always a bad investment.
Diversification, that's for idiots.
Knowing how to diversify well is more important than almost anything. People don't understand this.
Bitcoin, and this was based, you were asked, Charlie said Bitcoin's like rat poison. You were asked about that comment, and you said, well, it's probably more like rat poison squared.
I mean, can you play the clip in 2012 and 13 when it was at 200 and everybody was laughing at me on CNBC every time I would talk about Bitcoin?
You can't get 12% on your money!
Still with me? Before we talk about investing, there are a few things that I want to talk about. Why invest to save? To answer that question, we'll have to ask another question. How much money have you made in the last year, and how much of that have you saved or invested? Making money is a whole different story than saving and investing it. Do you feel like you're in a never-ending tunnel, only getting darker as you go, with no clear path of what the future looks like? Working a 9 to 5 and living paycheck to paycheck? Hoping for an increase so your situation gets better? Feel like you're only working to pay your bills? Phone bills, utility bills, car payments, rent or mortgage payments, credit card payments, insurance payments, groceries, wants, needs. Before you know, it's all gone. Something's not right. Maybe you're wondering, it's your salary that needs to go up. That one promotion or that dream job is going to change things. 16% of the people making between 100 and 200,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. And 8% of people making over 200,000 a year are living paycheck to paycheck. Still not convinced? Nicolas Cage, Mike Tyson, 50 Cent, Dennis Rodman, these are just a few people who made millions and lost it all. If millionaires could lose it all, you and I are no exception. Data collected for the past 20 years shows us that with every dollar increase in income, housing costs have gone up by $3, healthcare and education costs by almost $6. Do you feel that the system is rigged? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But honestly, what can we do? Maybe it is you that needs to change? Yes, you, the one watching the video. Spending more than you can afford to impress people you don't like with the money you don't have. Now let's talk about you. Who are you? Maybe you're a student with hundreds of thousands of student loans without any guarantee that you're ever going to graduate and get a good paying job to support the debt. Maybe you're a college or a university graduate who just got a job. You're all on your own now. You need to rent a place, buy groceries, need a car for your commute, manage the car payments, and start making payments on the student loans you took, and save for a down payment. Maybe you're a middle-aged man or a woman with no savings or investments and have a family to support, struggling to make ends meet with the mortgage payments, car payments, medical bills, education expenses for your kids, and use your credit card to book a vacation to escape reality, only to come back to realize that the wounds got worse. Or even worse, you're in your 50s with no savings to your name, anxious about what's going to happen. How are you going to afford rent, put food on the table, and pay the medical expenses? And wondering if you're ever going to be able to clear the debt. If that's not scary enough, 73% of the consumers had debt when they were reported dead.
We did a study and found out that 3 of 4 Americans, 72%, say that they are burdened by debt. Now, the average American consumer debt load in America right now is $34,055. The problem is that what we have seen is that the debt is increasing as household income increases.
I mean, one of the worst ways to prepare a kid for the future is to saddle them down with $250,000 worth of debt by the time they graduate from college.
Right. No, absolutely.
When everything's going good, when the economy's going good, the job's going good, the marriage is going good, everything's going good. Stupid doesn't, you can cover stupid. Like you buy a car you can't afford and everybody thinks you're making it. Look at George. George is doing good. Didn't you see that car he bought? That job must be kicking it. All George got was a payment coming out of his freaking ear holes. Your number one wealth building tool is your income. Your house payment, some of you. The average car payment in America now is $499. That's suspiciously like $500. If you take $500 a month and invest it from age 30 to age 70, you'll have, would you believe it? You're going to have over $5 million.
Yes, that's right. Over $5 million. Some of my work is inspired by Dave Ramsey, and if you or anyone you know is struggling with debt, I highly recommend following Dave Ramsey and the 7 baby steps outlined by him. Maybe you're wondering why I titled the documentary Investing, but still haven't spoken anything about investing. My goal with this video is to help realize the dangers of debt and the power of investing. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. Investing doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's pretty simple. What comes to your mind when you think about investing? Mansions, sports car, expensive vacations? If so, your idea of investing is completely wrong. Good things take time, and so does becoming wealthy. Unless you win the lottery. You might see a lot of people telling you to click a link and how you can make millions overnight. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. There's just 3 basic steps to investing. First thing, do it. Yes, start doing it. It all starts with the first dollar that you put in. Step 2, dollar cost averaging. Do it consistently. Whatever it is, stocks, cryptos, ETFs. Set up an automated account that takes X amount of dollars after you get your paycheck. Step 3, be disciplined and do it for a long time. This is the magical part of investing, when your money starts to compound. The dividends get reinvested, and truly, compounding is the 8th wonder of the world. Let me show you an animation about the importance of following the above 3 steps and how simple it is to actually do it. Let's meet Mike, Shane, and Sarah, 3 fictional characters. All 3 saved $200 of their income per month for 40 years, starting in 1979, for a total of $96,000 each. Each saved and invested in a low-cost index fund and never sold. But after 40 years, they all ended up with different amounts based on their investment strategies. Meet Terrible Mike. Mike has the world's worst market timing. He saves $200 a month in a savings account, getting 3% interest, waiting for the worst possible times. Saves for 8 years and invests in 1987, right before the 33% market crash, and then in 2007, right before the 56% market crash. At the end of 2019, Mike still didn't do too bad. The $96,000 he invested is now worth over $663,000. This is Lucky Shane. Shane, in contrast to Mike, was omniscient. He also saved his money in a saving account, earning 3% interest. But he correctly predicted the exact bottom of each of the crash and invested all of his saved cash on those days. For this impossibly perfect market timing, his $96,000 of savings has grown to over $956,000. Slow and steady Sarah. Sarah was different. She didn't try to time the market. She didn't watch stock prices or listen to doomsday predictions. In fact, she did only one thing. She set up a $200 per month auto investment plan, and she never looked at her account again. Each month, her account would automatically invest $200 more into the index fund at whatever the current price happened to be. She invested at every market peak and at every market bottom. When Sarah was ready to retire, she had over $1.3 million. Now you know who the winner is. It's good to have money and things that money can buy, but it's good to check once in a while and make sure that you haven't lost the things that money can't buy. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.